Hey guys! Welcome to another Monday stream. Let me tell you, this upcoming month is going to be crazy. So, there will be no stream next Monday. I'll repeat this later. But there will be no stream next Monday. Also, hi Dizen. Thanks for the resub. I can't believe it's been 19 months. Damn. Yeah, so next Monday I will not be streaming. My cat has a vet appointment, and I have to be available to drop her off, pick her up, all that. Then, let me see. So, no stream next, Monday. The 7th. Let me see if my schedule's been put in for the week after. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm off the 7th. I don't know what the next week's gonna be like, but I have an afternoon eye doctor appointment on Tuesday the 15th. So, chances are Tuesday's gonna be my one day off, and I'll have a later stream that Tuesday. So yeah, a weird few weeks, and then September surprise. 114. Okay, so that'll give me 2 more weeks in September. Okay. So we're going to try to finish this game today. We probably will. We only have, like, what? 1 more gate, actually? We've got our SS ranks. And what lovely SS ranks they are. Okay, so we've got the one last gate and then the tournament itself. Hehe. Meme. Yeah, we've got some good monsters going into this. Dr. Orin. Okay, so we need to get a bios rank to plus 50 to unlock more stuff. I cannot believe we recruited that slime. Okay, let me make sure everyone's got things equipped. Whip. EV. Okay. We should be good going into this. We shan't need shell in the lead up. You know, it would be very nice for my sound alerts to actually work. So let me go ahead and roll that. How you doing today, Seth? We've got a 5. Heal lifts. Which almost killed me last time. Seth knows, guys. Seth knows. So in terms of my energy levels and everything, I like how my my camera won't capture because I'm lifting above my capture. In terms of my energy levels and stuff, I'm working 6 days a week. Physically demanding job. So I've started trying to regulate my sleep better. Like, I've set myself a bedtime goal. That's not so early I'm stressed to hit it, but it's not too late. And I've been doing that for the past, like, 5 days. And I've just been getting up when I wake up, instead of trying to catch those extra snoozes. And I've been feeling a little bit better. Oof. Just a little bit better. Every little bit counts. Thank you for that. Let me look at my sound alerts real quick. My sound alerts. Okay, let me see if... So I've got it on the beta because I was having trouble with it before. I'm gonna go ahead and swap it off the beta and see if that fixes some of the problems. Remember, it's not a stream without the scuff. As much scuff as there is fluff. In my spare time, I've been working on a new model. There we go. Let's see if that works. So here's the thing: if it doesn't go off, I'll double the roll of suffering, and I'm gonna regret saying that. So you're interested. Woohoo. And his lifeless cronies. Ooh, with Dullahan. Every spell's of fire and magic. The lowest rank. I went in the opposite order. So I saved Millie for last. I think the other time I played this, so I did it in the same order without realizing that there were stronger and weaker ones, and I started with Millie. Because Millie is probably the best companion, because Millie. Ooh, we've got the White Triders. Anything? Nope, it's blocked off. Ah. We've got Confusion Water, it looks... Ooh, there's chests. It's trapped, though. Of course Dragaran's befuddled. Is there another state of Dragaran? So the real question is, when I complete this game, should I play Rainbow Billy or start the next Dragon Quest? Honestly, I'm leaning towards Rainbow Billy because I know it's supposedly short. And it'd be a very big change of pace. I have no idea, except it's supposedly a monster game.
Beep boop. We are robots. Beep boop.
Hello. How you doing today, Rogue? Why thank God I'm live? That's the kind of phrase that happens before you get really, really bad news. But yeah, hope you're doing well. They're called Grim Riders. That's sad. Alright, alright. Yeah, we're on the last gate, and then I think there's one final boss after this gate. And then we're going to start, I believe, Rainbow Billy. Because I don't know anything about that game. Oh, that is that Tauros thing that it was gonna let me, fuse sometimes. He's big. That's... okay. Cobras Maximus or something? Oh god. We did not get the big whale. The big whale killed everyone but, Bio, and we were able to finish him off. Also, that thing's disturbing. I think it's the head snakes that really makes it creepier. Oh man, Dragaran's gonna max out all of his stuff. It's gonna be great. I also stuck to my do one recording a week thing, and I need to update it to YouTube now. I unlocked the Battle Alpha in Geneforge. I'm not entirely certain how I feel about it. Right now, I think my numbers are better than having a massive, murder thing. Yeah, so I streamed Geneforge for a bit, but it's really not a great stream game, so I've been playing it like an hour at a time and uploading it to YouTube. Nice, nice. Like, I really like the Geneforge games, but they are not easy or fast. You know, I have food. Let's get one of these creepy things. Yeah, with Geneforge, I don't know how it is with Avernum, but in Geneforge there's like limited experience things. The originals, your creatures shared your experience, so when they died you were kind of, screwed. Okay, Creepy Snake Priest doesn't want to be our friend. Oh, except it did want to be our friend. It knows Cure-All. I do wonder what what you need in order to get Uber Healer, though, is. But yeah, you can just, like... I picked up all the original games for like $2, and then a friend got me Geneforge Mutagen, which I really hope they do the other Geneforges like they did Mutagen, with some quality of life stuff. Isn't, I finally learned exactly what the Geneforge was. And I got an achievement for it. And I'm still nowhere close to completing that game. No, you actually, there's a ghost in one of the abandoned labs that you can actually get to answer what the Geneforge is, and he explains it in detail. Hey Rogue, did you ever play Etrian Odyssey? You might like it. So the 3DS remakes, there's a story mode, which will give you a pre-assigned team with personality, or you can make your own. They just recently did a collection release, but it's not the remakes with the story mode. And so the point of Etrian Odyssey is, I kind of want to get the compilation release because it'll draw the maps for you. The point is to map out these dungeon floors so that you can make it to the next level and go further in the dungeon and avoid the SOBs. That is their actual term. It's like... Oh, what does it stand for? It's something overpowered boss. They're called SOB. SOBs. And I can't remember what the S stands for, but it's something overpowered boss. Like they don't give... Yeah, they're an enemy, but I don't know what the S stands for. But they don't give you experience, they don't give you items. They are legit there just to be an obstacle. And I might have choked when I read that they were called SOBs. This one's not sealed. Yeah, you need to avoid them. So basically each of the dungeon floors is set up in a unique way. Like traps are in specific spots. The SOBs are in specific spots. Things like that. And so you map the paths you can take and where the enemies are and things like that. Why, hello! Hello, little thing! Ah. And you do quests that you can pick up from the guild as you go down. There's a quest that wants you to spend 7 days on one floor. So you have to know how to manage your stuff and all that for that quest. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, shh. And so the things with the SOBs is that they have set patterns of behavior. So, say you run into the boar, or the giant pig one, you have to duck into a side corner and it'll just charge past you. Like, if it sees you, it charges straight at you, but you can duck into a corner and avoid it. Some of them patrol in certain patterns. Yeah, you do planning. And the fights, you can attack certain body parts in order to prevent them from using certain moves. Like, it's very tactical, even though it's turn-based. I'm not familiar. Okay, so let's see. Tower. Sounds familiar, but... Let's see. Non-linear puzzle game disguised as an RPG. That makes me think of, oh, the Magic Cave or something? Well, the story's not even from this game. There is no random element. Choosing the order of your battles. Oh, that does look interesting. Now that is an old game. Hello, Trash Bird. How you doing? Our egg is nuking things. Oh, I just recruited that diamond slime. Its name is Bio. That thing is a nasty little thing. I'll probably fuse my, Metal King slime into it, actually, to give it SS plus ranks. Ooh. But this should be the penultimate dungeon. I say should. Is this a dead end? It looks like a dead end. It is a dead end. I would have laughed if that was an unexpected. Just random pot sitting in the middle of nowhere. Dead end. Yeah, the main thing about these wibbly wobbly maps is that yeah, we're going to send Bio to the farm. But no, it's got HP recovery and MP recovery. Along with being a metal slime type. So many gates. Is it? Nope, I think this is another dead end. Even. We got a float soul in the chat. Go get your weasel. So float soul was the water Pokemon I used when I first played Diamond and Pearl. Speaking of old games, I've almost finished Zanzara. Like, I am right before the final dungeon. I can probably do the final dungeon. But goddammit, I want to evolve my Light Fairy and it needs 10 more levels. I would have streamed Zanzara, but it doesn't play nice with streaming. Or anything, really. I also kind of sent pictures of Bruce to a lot of people. Because in a world of scantily clad fairies, there is one buff male fairy that's wearing nothing. And I can't get him off my team because he's just been a good, solid chunk. That's a metal drac. I know that they're used to fuse certain things in the original games, but... Yeah, so the thing that evolves into the really buff fairy. It starts off as this scrawny little stone fairy. And when it evolves for the first time, it rips off its loincloth. That's it. That's the only difference. And then when it evolves the final time, it obviously went to the gym. Ooh. Like, it grew out of its awkward teen phase. The seed of life. Ooh, it's a drag goof. Yeah, I'm playing the translated version. I would not be getting very far if it was not translated. I am absolutely horrendous with languages. Oh, ooh. Dragoofs are wrong. They just look silly. With their giant catfish heads. Ah, I gotcha. Yeah, this would not work well. Like, I might be able to do it in Spanish, but Japanese, not so much. I did play through most of Dragon Quest VI in Spanish, which is how I didn't realize certain characters were certain characters, because they've got different names. Oh. Sierra's evil. I don't like games where they're unwinnable if you miss one specific thing and it doesn't... and you don't know until, like, 7 chapters later. Yeah, Sierra games are tough enough if you are actually playing them in the language you can understand. I don't even want to imagine. I watched someone play one of the King's Quests, and he had to repeat a section because he didn't loot the skeleton key off of the boatman. It wasn't King's Quest 5. I think it was either 3 or 4 I watched. I think it was before the time of Pew in Revland, actually. Oh, good lord. I don't know what that is. Oh, I know what that is now. Like, it's the one... It's the King's Quest where you can complete the game, but in order to get the good ending, you go to the underworld and rescue her parents. And the way that you can convince the Lord of the Underworld to help you is to show him himself in the mirror. Okay, that's 6. Yeah, I'm completing the... I'm on the last post-game dungeon, and then I just have the leader after that. How you doing, Nabla? Honestly, we picked up some really good monsters, too. Like that glittery gold, not the glittery gold, but the diamond slime. And this game has the, SS system where anything can become an SS rank. Okay, let me go ahead and... I don't care. This is supposedly the weakest fiend, because I did them in the wrong order. So we'll see. Oh, hello. Hi. Question is, are you feeling lucky? Oh, are we feeling lucky? This dragon has seen some things. This dragon has seen some things. It's probably been looking at the Not Safe for Work channel. I muted the Not Safe for Work channel. Yeah. Like, occasionally it's good, it's great. But multiple posts at a time, several times a day. Yeah, but let him have his fun. It's not really hurting much, I guess. I just muted it. You might find this one amusing though, Nabla. I entered a Monster Rancher tournament. and I made a 1 health Mew.
Get your D6s ready, roll them out. Get your D8s ready, roll them out. Get your D12s ready, roll them out. Get your D20s, that's what I'm talking about.
Alrighty. I made a 1 health Mew, and it got 3rd place. It almost got 2nd. Let's see, we've got a 15. Shoulder Rose. Like, the way the tournament worked, this was the only thing, only real tournament I could have entered this guy in. I made him have Meow and Stab for Withering. And so basically, as long as he didn't get hit, because he wasn't going to have much health regardless, as long as he didn't get hit, and just whittled down a little bit, he would win the match. We got a sneak in the chat. Shoulder Rose. And yeah, he basically, during the semifinals, someone's like, he better not win. Or, it better not win. Did much better than I expected. Thank you for those shoulder rows. Shoulder rows. Ooh. No. I don't like things that are faster than me. This might be my least favorite dungeon of those 4, just because these things are very fast. 29 floors, the thing's way faster than me. Well, good thing I'm just gonna murder their faces in. Maybe, Bio, I'll give you an AoE to dupe them with. I do like the quality of life changes they put in this game, though. Like the ability to just warp to the end floor once you've been there. The floors actually being shorter than the original game. Getting murdered by Dragoofs. How are you doing today, Bio? I sent you that message about Teeny. Oh look, it's a meat merchant. That Naga was not gonna lose a 3rd time to a little stuffed animal. Okay. Oh, man, he looks creepy. I should be okay then. Let me go ahead and replace. I mean, does it really matter? Munchie. Does Munchie give? Can you get the mouse in this? Is that the mouse Munchie from 8? Ooh, Giant Crusher. That's not bad. Wolf Spade. About you, Bolsterer, Healer.
Hello, I've got my eyes on you. Ruler of the undead.
The answer and Spade. Ability boost. Absorb whoosh. Oh, this isn't good, because of weak versus all that stuff. Let's see what you got. Munchie, Giant Crusher. Well, I knew he had the Dullahad. Which I like how his shield moves. But what the heck is a dead masker? Oh, that's cool, actually. Well, his Dullahan's dead. Oh, that's cool. Donk. That's just a random spell, isn't it? The Focus Pocus. Eek. Okay, giant skeletal dragon inside the wormhole looks pretty cool. Woo! Just one more nasty dungeon to go.
Please forgive my incompetence. Perhaps this human is the one from the prophecy.
Human, I shall await your challenge. I get to crush. Sorry, I'm just overwhelmed as I hide behind you. Oh, we're falling to pieces. Please, Master Day. Oh, I guess I could see what weapons I can buy before I pop into, before I pop into the final. Oh yeah, he would know. Because his tree is also dying. Let's see. Hero Sphere. Oh, Bio can have a Hero Sphere. Or some Sacred Talons. I find it funny that, Bio cannot equip the whips like all the other slimes. I confuse those two. Okay, do I really need Mage Aid? Let's see if I can get plus 50 on Bio some way. Let's see. There is no way for me to do that. Okay. we're good. Everything's good. Furious, you must enter this gate alone. But I don't like to think that way. The Flame Gate. Oh, look! There's Dragarans in this area. There's actual chunky Dragarans. And, oh! Is it the Phantom Swordsmen you were talking about? Because I know they like to disappear on you. Yeah, you can breed any positive monster with any negative monster. This game reassigns them their gender, so you've got male and female and both. And depending on what you breed together determines what the baby is. So certain combinations will lead to certain monsters. Oh, we've got centaurs. I have PTSD from these things. Like, this is one of the nastiest monsters in the original games. And you fuse them in order to make, who is it that you make? I think they're used to get Pizarro. It could just be Jamaris, though. Okay. Who's the big guy? There's a big guy in here. Yeah, the Dracu Large. No, the Dracu Lard. Wait, you said 29 floors. This is only 18. Are you talking about, like, one of the extra dungeons? Ah. Oh look, it's a wandering minstrel. Right after this, huh? Hey, my Dr. Agoran is better than your Dr. Agoran. Okay, do you think this guy's gonna kick my butt? Probably. Yeah, he's got Ruin. He's gonna kick my butt. Such a pity, such a pity. That is Ruin. It's a boss from Dragon Quest VIII. And his appearance is actually a surprise when he shows up. It was really cool. Oh! Yeah, he just went, nope. He just went, nope. The egg has lucky and it has a tiny body, so it dodged it. I mean, it's also a good way to see, what you might fuse. Yeah, size matters. Because usually if they pop a boss on you, it shows you some of the components for it. Like, Ruin and Dolmagus are related. Oh, man. Egbert did it! Look at that! And so, the wonderful thing about trainers, too, is you can actually recruit monsters off the trainer. If you beat the trainer, they give you stuff, but you can also recruit monsters. Like, that's how I got my diamond slime. It kind of depends on how much you hate yourself. Which I should probably actually use some of these seeds. It just noped my, Oh, that's the max health. Yeah. Or if you're trying to recruit something that's hard to fuse. Like, I have no idea how to fuse Ruin. Or Dolmagus. I have no idea, but I did see it as a trainer battle. Yeah. Like, I got just the regular King Metal. But I have no idea about the King Liquid Metal Slime. It was magnificent, though. Like, it was just floating. It was just flying and being a giant liquid metal slime. Oh, as the grandparents would make sense. Actually, I'm kind of curious what you would need for the platinum, for the diamond slime, too. Because I think king metals are gems. Or they used to be gem slime. Oh yay, beastie bites. Let's see. Monsters.
Yay.
Hi Dragaran, how you doing? Middle Kaiser. Oh, that might actually be, Hmm. So Diamond Slime is question mark, question mark. I'm pretty good. Oh, okay, so in order to do a Liquid Metal King Slime, you need a Diamond Slime and a Dark Mecha Slime. Which the Dark Mecha Slime's that big giant robot thing. Ooh. And Cure Slime. I do like that it... I guess, so that one's just straight up unknown, but I guess if you run into the parents, they'll show up. Like, I've seen both of these guys. This one, I haven't seen one of them. Oh, that's kind of cool, though. Actually, that if you've seen him, it'll tell you. It does. It likes bad puns. Like the wax murderer. It just ran past me. I'm loving that my gates are, like, right by each other. Lets me go zoom. And... a slime approaches. What do you do? Oh, sweet, free experience. Free experience. It is a lot easier to get metal slimes in these games than it was the original, though. Oh, we're maxed out. Okay. So how are you doing? Oh, I just realized you said you were doing fine, and I asked how I was. I'm doing alright. I've been trying to regulate my sleep a bit better. Especially since we are now down 4 people in my department. Oh, we got some white watchmen's, or whatever. I'm sorry, there's also a great dragon. I wonder how hard that thing is to recruit. Oh, that's nasty. Okay, apparently we can catch phoenixes. Firebirds here. Oh god, it sees me! Note to me. Random phoenix. Firebird, whatever they're called in this game. Firebird. Huh, I've apparently not recruited one. So in order to get the Prism Peacock, Rainbow Hawk, whatever they want to call it, Rainhawk, you need 2 Firebirds and 2 Icebirds as the grandparents. What? Ooh, it knows Scorch. Fancy. Huh. Curious what that double up is. But I think I need to just murder them. I gave it a chance. Oh yeah, that's right. Shell can have multiple actions. I keep forgetting I did that. I'm gonna go ahead and swap this and see if I can get you resurrected. The answer was no. Let's see, who's got what? He's fine, you're fine. Some magic elixirs. Is that all I've got? Okay then. You know, these maps are being suspiciously generous with how close the portals are. That... I keep thinking they're like trainers, and then they see me and rush me. See, what I should do is I should fuse bio into our egg, so that the egg has regen. Because that's disgusting. It looks like I've maxed out like all the stats too. Which, yeah, that's kind of impressive. Chibi's nowhere close. Egbert, you're a little disgusting, buddy. It's fine, but you're a little disgusting. Chilla's like, go back. This is not a dead end. Got some killing machines. Which, when I get to Dragon Quest VIII, I'm going to be playing the 3DS version, even though it's the inferior version, because I want to see what Mori and Red have skill-wise. Because I never got that far. Like, I played it to the point... The 3DS version, I played it to the point where I go to the next continent on the boat. But then I never got back to the game. Story of my gaming life. Got it. Where'd you come from? I wonder if our little imp just has really high stat caps and slow stat growths. Which would make sense. Because he's a tiny little guy. Oh my god, guys! They just see me and they're like, zoom! Makes me wish for my invisibility spell from Ni no Kunai. That looked cool. Oh, that's not bad wisdom growth. Ooh, chest. Shiny. And that was not a chest. It lied to me. It lied to me. How dare it. The one time I go after a chest. The many times I go after a chest. Oh, man. Oh, we got a neat arena in the chat. Nidos are the best Pokemon. Yeah. Also Dragran.
Get your D6s ready, roll them out. Get your D8s ready, roll them out. Get your D12s ready, roll them out. Get your D20s, that's what I'm talking about.
Dragran, if you catch a shiny Nido, I'm going to disown you. I will get my revenge. Somehow. The 11 squats. Which you get, you know, if you guys want to do any with me, that's great. You don't have to do the full minute like me. Most people do just, what, 10? Don't laugh at me, Dragaran. You already caught a shiny crab and a Premier Ball in my channel. There we go. Whew. I'm not evil, I'm chaotic neutral. No, go away, go away! Actually, isn't there an item I can use to repel these guys? I feel like I actually do want to repel. Also, Dr. Agoran is full of murder, guys. So, Dragaran, do you prefer blue or red? I don't remember if I've asked you this before. Okay. Because the reason this thing is called Dr. Agoran is because it's an Agora lizard. Specifically, this is a great Agora lizard. The blue version's called a Frou Fry. So in order to make a great lizard like this, the grandparents have to be 4 of the baby form. where they get introduced in the series is actually a pretty amazing thing. Ah! Coward. The grandparents have to be four of the little lizards. Like, there's something called an Agora lizard, and so to get the great one, it has to be, you have to fuse four of them together over 2 generations. It's one of those weird special fusion things. Like, in order to get a liquid slime, you fuse 2 metal slimes. Sometimes it does, but... So, this is a remake of the first Dragon Quest. And so, I've got some experience with the Dragon Quest stuff without looking up the guides. But I don't know any of certain things. And I don't think there's any fusion guides for this game, specifically. Because or there might be. I don't know. Like, there's generic fusions. And you're guaranteed to increase your rank if you just fuse regardless. It's just to get certain things, they're specific fusions. Like, anything with great in its name usually requires four of a baby. Like, there's the saber cubs. If you fuse 4 of them together, you'll get a great saber cat. And a lot of the monsters are just references to things that have shown up in the main series. So if you play the main series, you can usually figure out what goes where. I couldn't tell you for the bosses. And then in the newer games, they have a archive guide. So this one, if you've seen the things that will specifically fuse into that monster, it'll tell you. Like, so if I wanted to get a bubble slime, yeah, they have to be minimum level 10. But say I wanted to get a bubble slime, if I specifically fused a tree slime and a stump chump, I could get a bubble slime. I want to say the Great Dragon is just two dragons, or 4 baby drakes. Let's see. Oh, nope, it's a Rishaveric and a Toratops. God, I want this thing, though. The dual duelers. That thing looks so cool. Oh, so here's one of the, in order to get the Dragon Lord, if you fuse a Great Dragon and a Demon at Arms. So that's the boss of the very first game. Oh, I bet Alabast. What's... Dual duelers, huh? Alabast Dragon is the kind of the dragon god, I think. And Dragaran went to sleep. Am I boring you, Dragaran? I really don't trust those treasure chests now. What's gonna catch me? Whoopsies, I accidentally exited streamer mode in Discord, so, you hear any beeps? That's why. Choo! Choo! I forgot to check to make sure to see if I had a repel. Because I could just buy repels if that's the case. Let's see. Ooh. Naughty book. Insobrance. Ah, that's cool. I wonder if I can buy Inzone grass. Because that would be kind of funny. Alright, penultimate floor of this. So there's a few things that spawn. There should be a heal crystal, a warp crystal, well, there's the heal in the middle of that. Which is stupid. Oh, then it's sleepy potion. My egg is asleep. Gently tap on the egg to wake it up. But don't crack the egg. Okay, there's the warp crystal. Boom, 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 boom. Wonder if I have to do that 29 floor dungeon. Okay, I'm about to disable some slashies for some people. Except I'm not, that's a lie. Too much work. Okay, let's see what nonsense he's got going on for him. This was the Kingdom of Light Tree roughly 400 years ago to this very day. Oh, hi, buddy. The tree's memories are kept near its roots. Where is Mizar? He's been imprisoned. It took everything we had. Oh, yeah, Mizar. Their spirit stone stolen by mankind. Yeah, we're the bad guys. Because 400 years ago it never took place. Yeah, so basically, humans never did the tournament before, they just went, screw you guys, we're taking it. Let's see. The spirit stone that brings life to the kingdoms. And that's why this kingdom's dying. His tail ball. His tail bothers me. However, I cannot afford to lose this tournament. So basically, the Spirit Stones helps the kingdoms. Howdy, hey, Eats, how you doing? Welcome in. No, I'll just get teleported back to the beginning to train up. I probably won't fail this. I say that, but... I mean, I have to go back, except I made it to the warp point. Never mind. Alabast Dragon looks cool, though. Oh, that's a cool animation. Ooh, and he gives tension, too? Look at this guy. Whoa. Dragaran's like, I'm the biggest dragon here, guys. You might be able to fuse him, but you can't catch him, because he's a boss battle here. I will say this, they nerfed the penultimate battle of the main story very, very hard from the base game. Like, the penultimate battle, after you go through like 29 floors, you have to do 3 battles. One of which, the first one's against 2 servants, which is really nasty. Then you have to fight Harry, question mark, question mark, question mark, which is also nasty. And then you have to fight the Demon Lord. He went straight for that healer, guys. Can I swap out? Does he count as a dragon? I can swap out. I think he takes like half damage from Kazapple. Hey, there goes Rugarius. Yeah, that's right, there is one final dungeon because we have to free, his brother from the tree. Because his brother, I think, sacrificed himself to keep the tree alive. No, we have to battle him, but then free him from the tree. Because he's acting as a line of defense. Maybe, I think. No, we're actually gonna save the Demon Kingdom. Basically, he also wanted the Spirit Stone to save his brother, because then his brother wouldn't need to be feeding the tree. Burning it to the ground. Wow. Oh, look, it's one of the lords. Hey, I really like the albino beluga. Like, the albino beluga whale is really cool, and I really want to get that as a monster sometime. Like, all the demon lords are really cool. Please, I beg of you, child. We need the Spirit Stone. However... yeah, she's... like, all of them are really cool. You do know the real reason, do you not? And for Lord Mazar as well. There's no other way for us to salvage the kingdom and save your brother. With this loss, our kingdom's destruction is upon us. The strongest among us wanted us to use a forbidden arcane magic on him to unlock his innermost potential. We needed one of us. But even he wouldn't have been able to survive it. We hatched a new plan. So they used his older brother. The secret of evolution, guys. That behemoth is none other than my own brother. And he cut him down. We will not lose our honor. I'm gonna go down and beat up your brother. So now we're going to go down and fight. One last warp point. Well, it only happened past 400. Like, every 400 years they're able to hold the tournament. It's just the last tournament, the humans cheated. They didn't even fight, they just stole the stone. Yeah. So this is the final gate that, Bio keeps mentioning. Yeah, classic humans, we suck. So, there's 29 floors to this gate. And we got some wailing weeds. So basically, by trying to save their kingdom, they shoved power inside his brother, and he's become the beast that was prophesied to destroy the kingdom. You know, acts of desperation. Oh. Got a swallow in the chat? Got a swallow. Oh, I forgot to see if I could, buy some warp herbs. Because if I could just, like, buy some map end herbs... Oh my god, what is that thing? I don't know what that thing is. Oh, look, we've got some bows, I think? I can't remember. I remember Jum and I remember Mum. And so to make Mumbo Jumbo, you have to fuse all 4 of them. So when we get to the next floor, I'm going to take a really quick stretch break because it's been over 2 hours. And we'll go from there. I am definitely going to finish this today. Congrats on the bird, Dragaran. Son of a biscuit hammer. Oh my god, what are you? Come here, come here, come here. I want to be friends with you. Elfin. I don't know what this thing is. Look at that freakish beastie. Oh no, we lost the crown! We lost the crown! Our dragon has seen things, guys. Ooh, that's a nasty thing. Thank you for the stretchies. Okay, when we get out of the monster nest, we're going to actually take the stretch break. It's right over here. Come here, come here. I see a nightclubber. oh god, it's chasing me, guys! Yeah, I really don't have a good physical team for recruiting. Also, if I see teeny sanguinis, we're dropping everything we're doing and getting an SS teeny sanguini. Because those things are precious little monsters. Emphasis on the monster. Speaking of, right? Do 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 do. Rawr. Oh, those are kind of awesome. Those giant terracottas. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to take my stretch break. We'll get an extra long saying Teeny Day Queenie because I will not know how long it's actually been active. AKA I'm gonna forget. And I will be right back. Guys, take care of yourselves, grab a drink, and cheers. Alright, alright. So I'm glad it doesn't appear to be as humid this week, or today rather, as it has been. So let's see. 5 minutes ago. Okay, 15 minutes for the teeny day queenie. And the music, the sound effect when that was redeemed is from Rocket Slime, because that's an amazing little series. What is that thing besides big? Those are bows. Oh my goodness, they are fast little round guys. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the slashies on my little imp, because he really doesn't need to be punching things. He's much more efficient at nuking things. Alright, Chibi. You don't get the slashies. Except Sacred Slash, because that thing, is fine. Not like the healing slash or anything, but... Oh man. Look at these big boys. 5 floors. Put one foot in front of the other. I do, I have a Metal King that I got through actual fusion, and then I got a Diamond Slime off someone. Poison, maybe? The Metal King? Yes. So for the Western translations of Joker 2, in one of the first areas there's the Medabble slimes, which when you catch them they turn into metal slimes, with slightly weaker stats. But because they turn into metal slimes, it doesn't count as you having... So you can actually just farm up a Metal King slime really early on. I don't... There's not a translation for professional. I don't know if it was the same for professional or not, but... Yeah, so because you're new here, let me explain the epic quest. So I'm playing through every Dragon Quest game I can get my hands on that's in English in some way, without guides. So a lot of the stuff I do is just stuff I know. Which means I don't know any of the really weird fusions. But Joker 2, I do remember the Medabble slime thing. Man, bows are jerks. Oh, jeez. They're really pissing Dragaran off. Yeah, they really pissed Dragaran off. Did you see that 999 damage? The first one or the second one? Or the Joker games, I guess, is a better way to ask. Because I really liked the Joker games. Alright. Joker 2 is where they first introduced the big monsters. Like Wormmonger. He's the first one you get to see. I'll be playing Joker 3 Professional for the first time in like a year. Is that the estimate? What's the current estimate for how long the Epic Quest is gonna take me? Ooh. Are we at 5 years now? Ism might be gone. So it's a running joke that every time we talk about how long the Epic Quest is gonna take, we add more years to it. Because about a year and a half ago I started it with Dragon Quest I. I played Dragon Quest I. Ooh, congrats on the Frostmoth. I like that Pokemon. I played Dragon Quest I. Then I played Builders 1. Dragon Quest II and Builders 2. Dragon Quest 3. Rocket Slime. And the third Rocket Slime, because there's a fan translation. Dragon Quest 4 and the first 2 Tornicos. I'll have to go back and play the third Tornico. Then we played Dragon Quest V, and now we're on, these games. Dragon Warrior Monsters, Dragon Warrior Monsters 2. Ooh, we got a big boy? Where's the big boy? Something big here that's not that thing. And I don't see it. Unless... Oh, there it is. I don't like that. It's got tentacles, guys. You see it back there waving? I am not making friends with it. I need to get out of here. I don't know. It didn't look like a hand, so it can't be Snap. It's not a lion, so it's not that dude. I've seen Empyrean, Warmonger, Leviathan, the Missing Links, I know it's not the boss of this game. I really don't like these bows. They're just obnoxious. Those things are funny, though. The giant manticores. Isolation. He's also here. Okay, let's get closer and see what it is. But we're not fighting it. Oh, is it, it's Zombie Baramos. Who I am not fighting. So if you've not played Builders 2, that game's amazing. Yeah, Zombie Baramos. Because I have been murdered by him before in a trainer battle. So, Baramos is from, Dragon Quest III. And then you have to fight his zombie. Your smiley bag, yes. Honestly, so because Sanguinis, the teeny Sanguinis were introduced in 2, I completed the game with a pink Sanguini, even though it wasn't the best monster. Because they didn't have, like, the SS system or anything. Yeah, see what it combos into with other monsters. Because if nothing else, you can upgrade it. I remember Nightclubber being a really good monster in the first Joker game. At least for PvP purposes. Okay, the next special floor needs to be like an inn or something. So I can heal. Oh my god, it's a giant crab thing! And some Dracularges, it looks like? Nightclubbers, Draculards. Ooh, congrats! Is it, oh, what's it called? This guy, Komodo. And failed to get it. Well, you know where it is now. warthogs. You could try. If nothing else, you can get a dragon. An upgraded dragon. So I don't know if the Phoenix staff is in that game. So especially because it doesn't have the like SS system in it. But in future games, you can keep the monster basically. If you fuse two Komodos together, it stays a Komodo, I think. I could be wrong, though. I can't really remember how the first Jokers work. Ah. I mean, that's not a bad percentage, but you might need to level up or use oomph, lower his defense. Get some attacky monsters as opposed to magic monsters. Because a lot of my problem with recruitment is that I'm using magic monsters. Yay! Congrats! Welcome back, Bio. How you doings? I now need to go beat up this guy's brother. Anything? It's not been bad. But I haven't reached the spoopy things yet. I mean, unless you count Zombie Baramos just chilling back there. I legit forgot this was a thing. Ooh, we've got Arc Demons and Killing Machines. Look, guys, we're getting endgame here. Oh, they're roly-poly? They're not Baramos? Okay. I'm glad the bows are gone. Those things were annoying. I mean, that's Zombie Baramos. Okay, there is a... Uh-huh. Okay.
Beep boop, I'm a robot. Beep boop. Beep boop.
Okay, so there should be Medabble somewhere in one of the first starting areas. And so I think you have to, if you have 4 as the grandparents, it'll be a metal kit. So 2 together forms a liquid metal. And so if you make 2 liquid metals off of 2 metal slimes and then fuse them together, you'll get the metal king. Go away, Smeargle. I don't know which beginning area, I just remember it's like one of the first areas you go to. Yeah, so it's the grandparents. So you fuse 2 metal slimes together and get 1 Medapple, and then you fuse 2 more metal slimes together and get a second Medapple. And then you fuse those 2 together. Let's see. Yeah, you can only ever fuse 2 monsters together, so it's a grandparents thing. Although I think for the Liquid Metal King, you have to... yeah. You have to fuse... I think the 4 grandparents have to be Liquid Metal Slimes. At least for this game, they had to. No, this is a dead end. I took a very long dead end, guys. It means it ranks up. It's a stronger rank of monster. Like, the ranks go from F to SS. And generally, the higher ranks have better, like, stat growths and stuff. Sounds like a good fusion. Like how I took that really long journey for a dead end and it was right here the whole time. You mimic? Nope. Hey, go for it. Okay, thwart hogs. Okay, we hit 415. We're halfway through. Okay, so the metabals are different than the metal slimes. Like not the. They're called like Meppel slimes or something. They're different. Let me figure out where they show up. Because they should be a lot easier to recruit than metal slimes. Pinchback during rain. Metal slimes. As in MEDDL. No, it's in Trepidation and Outback. Yeah. So they're metal slimes, but they turn into metal slimes. So look for the metal, MEDDLE slimes. Dr. Agorin is now maxed out. And no longer sags. Oh, Dragran, you wanted to explain your sagginess to us? Your previous sagginess? No, it doesn't even... It has to be during the daytime... Any weather. Wizard's Penny... Huh. I've got quite a few mini-medals, though. Oh, I like how they're just chilling. They're not even special bosses now. Huh. Oh, are you playing... Which version are you playing? Because it's a, US release thing that you can recruit them. You might not actually be able to recruit them in your version. Scytheborg. I have no idea, then. Oh my god. Lots of things trying to murder me. It could be. I know that they're easier to recruit than actual metal slimes, because they have a lower defense. Lore 18! Yeah, sap. Octagon. It's like a rhino sheep. A rhino sheep puppy. Yeah, so sap lowers defense, oomph raises your own attack. Boy. Oh, come on! Why you gotta be a mimic? So if you get 4 of those as the grandparents, they'll turn into the Great Saber Cat. I prefer the cubs, honestly. They're much cuter. Oh, leave me alone. I just want to finish this game. Swoosh. I'm about to make it so that this one guy does not use, Oh, that's not what I thought it was. It's balancing purposes, so you can't just get strong monsters. Let's see. Do not use magic. Egg. Should be good. Because you can just skip to, like, C rank with some of the fusions. With some of the little fusions. Okay, puppies, just leave me alone. So, if you can, I would just go ahead and fuse those 2 saber cups, because then it'll only count as you having one, and it'll make it easier to recruit the other ones. Oh, that's bullshit.
Tiger.
Okay, I can go back to my fluffy toe bean self.
Rawr.
Okay, so Bio's MP, HP, Attack, Agility, and Wisdom are maxed out. They only charge in a straight line. And they see me. Whoosh! Yeah, if you're at the very beginning of the game, it's a little bit harder to recruit and level up. Because you don't really have a lot of oomph yet. Hi Broseph, how you doing? It is a day stream. We're on the final dungeon, I believe. Then I don't know. Oh, very nice. Fusion Strike decks are... like, the battle style decks are kind of, sometimes. It may... yeah, I'm not gonna bother with this. Metal to the metal. Also, I see a liquid slime. Doing alright. You saw I caught another shiny. Oh yeah, look at these dark dragons. Just roaring their heads off. Yeah, we're in the final dungeon. Should be good. See, I can go down. Oops. There's a dragon there! Ooh, and some soul spawns. Now, soul spawns are definitely a series classic. Oh, they've been there since like the beginning of the series. They're creepy little things. So have the great dragons. I think... what game did the soul spawn show up in? Wasn't 1. Might have been 2? They were definitely in 3. Let's see, we are on floor 22. We're almost out of here, guys. We're almost here. Yeah, we should be finishing this today, Broseph, and then we're gonna start on... I think Rainbow Billy, because it's short. Oh, very nice. So if you max out the attack boost, you can inherit attack boost 2. Certain skills can upgrade into certain other skills. Like, if I was to refuse Chibi here, I could probably get Dark Blizzer or Dark Dynamo. I just want to finish the game. 1, 2, 3. Let me use the map herbs I've got. Okay. So here we are. I need to go there. Yeah, I need to fix that timer because it's no longer a Tweeter dumpster fire attack account. It's a, I'm going to make X posts that are extra X with some extra X-ness. Snarkiness. Oh yeah, come look at my X posts. He's such an idiot. And I've got X in my name, and I think it's stupid. No, a better description might be he's a stupid teenage boy who never grew up. Oh, very nice. Oh, Eggbird is maxed out. We have made the ultimate omelet. Okay, so before we do the final boss, I am going to have to take a really quick break to get something done, unfortunately. So I'll just... when I hit the next floor, just a really quick break. Didn't even last an hour. Dun, 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 dun. Floor 25. 4 more floors. Oh my god! No, it's floor 24, and we've got a free heal. Oh yay. Let's see, can I buy? Yes, I... Yeah, ha 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 ha! We're just gonna zoom to the end, guys. We're just gonna zoom to the end. Okay, I'm going to take a quick stretch break. And we'll be back with my cackling. Cheers! Alright, sorry about that, guys. Everything is fine in the village. Not really, but everything's fine in the village. And we should be able to just zoom to the next boss. Zoom. So because we can just zoom to the next boss. Oh, that's just a reference. When Lost Ark released, there was this NPC that every time you approached would go, everything's fine in the village. Yeah, cackle time. Haha. Okay, so we might as well fight this guy, because we can heal afterwards. If you win, I'll give you a treat. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm a little suspicious of Old Man saying if I'm a good kid, I'll give you a treat. Oh! Oh man, I wish I had a scorpion now. That was pretty nice. Honestly, Chibi's probably the weakest of my team. The chains are pretty cool. No mercy, egg. No mercy! He's got a big defense. Rygeran's tickling him. Jesus, he killed Bio! He just killed Bio! Scorpion's mad I didn't put it in my team, guys. And there goes Dragaran. Why don't you use Kazing, you silly, silly little thing? There goes Chell. Yeah, apparently I should have gone for the Scorpion. Yeah, but you'd think it would automatically use it. Oh, there's my egg. Instead of Zing. Why use Zing and not Kazing? No, 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 no! You should have gone for the murder! Always go for the murder. Remember, Egg. The Donk Guard Scroll? I am now guarded against the Kadonkadonks. Okay, we are fully healed. Let's do this. Yum. Yum. I mean, technically, it's right over there, but I'm lazy. Okay, so this floor should have a warp crystal on it. Let's find the warp crystal first. Ah, right over there. I am not seeing these invisible enemies yet. Warp crystal over here. Wonder what Dragger... No, I mean Bio was talking about. Invisible enemies. That move faster than me. Maybe they're during certain weather. Well, I'm not being attacked by them either, so... Okay, boss fight. This is my brother! I see the family resemblance. We must succeed at all costs. He looks really cool. Is he a centaur too? He looks like a centaur as well. Okay. I wonder if he can be poisoned. Start by going like this. Yeah, he's a centaur. Oh yeah. Dragaran wanted that oomph. He gets 3 attacks, it looks like? Yeah, that's gonna be rough. Okay. Okay, those 2 are stunned. Yeah, Drybrand wanted that oomph. Look at that damage. Zamel. Like, his attack animations are pretty nice. Oof. And he hits everything, too, is the thing. Because he's a big guy. Can I give you... Yeah. Ooh, that, no. Oh, no. He just 100. Really? Oh, okay. Dragoran's like, I got this. He 100, tensioned himself, which would increase his damage by, like, a shit ton. Like, if he did his AoE attack, he probably would have wiped everyone out. Good job. Good job, guys. Arrgh. Finally. Up! Up! Is it not done? Is he gonna eat? Is he gonna eat him? Ha ha ha! I am Zarugius. Now, I must destroy everything. So this is the actual boss. He ate him. Can you hear me? Tis I, the Tree of Blight. I'm using most of my remaining power to restrain him. You are the last remaining hope. I mean, he looks flippin' cool. Now that is an anther dragon thing. Okay. Go ahead and support. You focus on the heals. Yeah, the brother. The brother who got turned into a monster. Ooh. Well, killed our healer. I'm sure everything's fine though, guys. Oh my god, how many times are you gonna pop back now? No, so they put a bunch of power into the one guy's brother in order to try to win the tournament, and he turned into a beast who was going to destroy everything. And then he just ate Rugius and transformed into the ultimate beast. Miracle of the Stars. Oh shit. How about you miss that? Is that okay? Does he get 4 attacks? Honestly, that works if we just cancel each other's skills out. Except I think he gets a counterattack then. Or that happens. Hey, he didn't, whatever that one. Cancel that one out, which is concerning. Honestly, that Hatchet Man is scary. So what Hatchet Man is it's a guaranteed crit if it hits, but it has a lower chance of hitting. Oh, right, I lost Dragaran. What's this? What? So basically, he gets to attack immediately after. If he cancels my skills, and I do not like that. That's stupid. Look at that lovely 2 Hatchet Man. Oh man. Well, so that's the thing that... Oh, there's that hatchet man. Well, so I'm not controlling the monster whose skill is getting cancelled out. Okay, he's gonna hatchet man now? No, he's not. I'll take this. Okay, do I have anything? Magic. Because that's the skill he's canceling out. And then he automatically attacks after he cancels my skill. Which this shouldn't affect either of my monsters. That 400 hatchet man was pretty nice though. Honestly, I think I've got it. It just depends on how it plays out. Because I can just keep doing this. The guy he keeps canceling out heals every turn. Oh. Oh, I see. If you use the same skill, they get cancelled out, so I guess he was using Kazapple himself. Let's see. What do you know? Magic, Dazzle, Flash, Mega Heal. Lowers the attack. Yeah, so basically it depends on if he's Kazappling himself. But the thing is, most of his things don't even affect my monsters. They're just chilling. Oh look, he did 30 damage. He did 30 damage, guys. Yeah, my two remaining monsters, he can't do anything really to. Not really easy, but... I guess it boils down to the hatchet madness. And the attackiness. Because he can kill my monsters with attack and hatchet man. Which, look, he killed the king. Because of that thing, where he keeps buffing himself. And Bio's, you know, just chilling right there. See how much this does? 17. I think his damage goes up as he goes. Wonder how much health he's got. Wait, okay. Can I actually look at him? I can't. Oh my god, I'm just about to just start attacking him. Because at least I'll do a little bit of damage then. I mean, look at this single brain cell slime, just chilling. I take it back. That's terrible, and I hate everything. Okay. Just murder him, please. Just start chucking rocks at you. I'm just gonna start chucking rocks at you. I wonder how much mana he has and if he'll run out of mana too. Oh god. Look at that happy little bio smile. I was like, I'm all you need. Donk. Diamonds are a girl's best friend? Hold it right there. Look at this dude. I brought something that may help. I managed to sneak it out of the chamber. I figured you'd say something. That's why I'm only gonna give you part of it. You know, magical artifacts have taught me that that would have just caused a giant explosion. I love the King of Great Log in the background going, oh my god, he really did it. He's just like, oh god. We can share whatever we need its full power. All we'll need to do is come together and unite it as one piece. Sorry, you looked cooler as the giant-ass centaur dragon. Granted, he does look a lot cooler than the little punk. And thanks to your friends. As a bond between our kinds. In another 400 years, perhaps you will once more grace us with your presence. Humans don't live like that. Why don't we do it every 4 years instead? Well, I suppose 400 years is a bit longer for humans. Did imagine him doing the Queen Imadari kind of laugh with the hand. And thus the curtains close on yet another starry tournament. But on the way home... we're just reuniting siblings. They never terrorized humanity. And they got half their crystal back. Yay. You saved my beloved children from certain doom. From the tips of my leaves to the bottom of my roots, I thank you with my whole being, little one. Yeah, so this is basically the post game, which we are not going to be doing. But boom, we did it. Man, Dragran was my heavy hitter. It's a shame he got taken out. Yeah, so there's the base story. No, there is no ending. It's the open ending stuff. This is the that was the actual ending. The rest is just creating your boss monster things.
Wow, Buffett. Wow.
There are small, sparkling fragments inside? Okay. So since Dizen has told me that Rainbow Billy is a short game, I'm going... Oh, it's been beaten. It's been beaten. Don't you dare do that. And like I said, my upcoming few weeks is going to be really chaotic. I'm not streaming next Monday. And then the next week's stream is probably going to be Tuesday late. But yeah, that was fun. I cannot wait until some of the craziness settles and I start on the second remake. Because we need to remake Plug. Okay, I'm gonna stretch, give us a little bit of a time break between different games. And I'll be right back after I set up everything. Cheers!